boom, 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 boom. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 75. It's squeaky bum time. Yes, well into the title race now. This is the penultimate Banter in the Box of the season. Episode 76 will be the final Banter of the Box before the 27th Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards on the 4th of June. And on the subject of the Presentation Awards, many thanks to those managers who have informed me whether or not you're attending the end of season Presentation Awards on the 4th of June. For those of you that have still not confirmed whether you're attending or whether you are bringing a +1, can you please do so as soon as possible so that our host Nikki Saunders can start making preparations. If you are a member of the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, then there is an event on there and you can indicate your intention to attend or not on that event. If not, you can email me, WhatsApp me, text me, Facebook message me, whatever you want. But can you please let me know as soon as possible whether or not you are attending the end of season Presentation Awards and whether or not you are bringing your +1. One manager going into the transfer market this week, despite us being well and truly into the title running, people still trying to squeeze every last point out of their season. And as I said last week, there is still an awful lot to play for. It's not just the first 4 people in the league who win prize money and the cup winner, but you've got Manager of the Month awards, Golden Boot, Silver Boot, highest weekly total, highest number of weekly wins, etc., etc. So still plenty of money to play for in the dying embers of the season. But obviously, it's all about who is going to be crowned champion of the 27th season in the Family Fantasy Football League, and it is incredibly close in the race for the top, which is a shootout between Beauty and the Beast. Beauty, of course, being Hatch United manager Neil Hatch, and the Beast being No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney. This week, the lead between Di and Neil was just 1 point. Neil went top of the table, the 8th time that the lead has changed hands between these two, and they've both been in the top 2 places, either first or second, since game week 10. But at the end of game week 32, is it 32 or 31? It's 32. Neil Hatch topped the table with 1,886 points. Di Maloney second in the table with 1,885. Could be the closest ever finish to the season in Family Fantasy Football League history. And Neil picked up a 5th weekly win of the season this week, which meant he went level on weekly wins with Di Maloney, who also has 5. Now, should they finish level on points, then the next differentiator is weekly wins, and at the moment they're level on weekly wins. The bad news for Di is if it's still level there, the next differentiator is goals scored, and Hatch United is way out in front in the race for the Golden Boot. Of course, lots can happen between now and the end of the season. There is plenty of football to be played, but what a remarkable season these two are giving us. In this week's Banter in the Box, we have your game week 32 winners and losers and a manager of the season update. 6 manager of the season points were on offer this week. Remember, the manager of the season wins £15 million of free tactical gambits to be used next season. Your game week 32 winners take a bow. Sashamas FC manager Wayne Robinson. Wayne climbed 1 place up to 11th, the highest he's been since game week 23. Wayne, a 3 times winner of the Family Fantasy Football League, but those days are well into the past. These days he gets excited about challenging for a top 10 finish. Take a bow also, Arden Diamonds manager Steve Holmes, the number 1 rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League since way back in 2003. He climbed 2 places up to 5th, the biggest climber this week, and 5th is the highest he's been since game week 26, as Steve makes a late push for those prize money places. But your biggest game week 32 winner, I mentioned it earlier, Take a Bow, Hatch United manager Neil Hatch, who recorded a 5th weekly win of the season, which was enough to return him to the top of the table. 88 points registered this week by Mr. Hatch, who's still on course for the league and cup double, and could even become the first manager in Family Fantasy Football League history to do the treble if he manages to add the manager of the season title to that pot as well. So they are your game week 32 winners. 1 manager of the season point to those 3. And losing a manager of the season point, if they had them to lose, your game week 32 losers, hide your head in shame. Pops Hawksby dropped a place to 7th this week. You have to go back to game week 24 for the last time Pops was as low as 7th. Hide your head in shame also, Juan Veron FC manager Luck Williams. Luck fell 2 places down to 13th. He was the biggest fallers this week, and 13th, we have to go back to game week 18 for the last time Luck was as low as 13th in the week before his appearance in the Family Fantasy Football League Cup final against Hatch United. It's not a good time to be suffering a lack of form. And as always, well, practically always, hide your head in shame, 8FC manager Ray Poulter. 8FC Razor manager, I should say. I always forget the Razor. 8FC Razor manager Ray Poulter. The lowest scorers this week with just 5 points. At least it was positive. He's registered a few minuses recently. Rooted firmly to the bottom of the table and seemingly showing no interest in making a transfer to try and get off of the bottom. So they are your game week 32 losers. Who the fuck is that? 3 current Family Fantasy Football League managers pictured there. It rolled over from last week, and this week was worth 6 manager of the season points. And to get those 6 manager of the season points, you had to get all 3 managers correct. I am helping you out by telling you for each guess how many managers are correct or not, assuming no one gets it. This week, Arden Diamonds manager Steve Holmes and Benny United manager Mark Benwell both submitted the same guess. They thought it was Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby, Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos, and I've Got a Life manager Mops Hoxby. I can tell you, Steve and Mark, that was an incorrect guess. 2 of those 3 managers are correct, though. And then the only other manager to have a guess this week, Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby. He thought it was a picture of Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby, Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos, and the Creed Bratton Society's Mad Hatter. I can tell you, Jack, that is an incorrect guess as well. 2 of those 3 guesses were correct. I think it's pretty obvious which 2 everyone's getting right, but it's can anyone get that 3rd one? So, here is the manager of the season table. Pops Hoxby drops to joint 7th for being a game week 32 loser. Homer climbs to joint 4th for being a game week 32 winner. And Hatch United closes the gap on Mark Benwell to just 1 point for being a game week 32 winner. But it's still Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain way out in front, 4 points clear of Mark Benwell at the top of the manager's season table. And this is rolling over now to next week, and it's going to be worth 9 manager of the season points. If you can tell me which 3 managers are pictured there. And next week is the final Banter in the Box of the season before the end of season presentation awards. So it's your last chance to pick up those 9 manager of the season points. If no one gets it next week, I will simply reveal the answer. It's not your last chance to pick up manager of the season points this season, though. Remember that if you entered the predictor challenge at the start of the season, then for every prediction you get right, you'll earn 5 manager of the season points. So that is it for episode 75, I think it was. Game week 32 review. Don't forget to let me know if you haven't already done so, whether you're attending the end of season presentation awards and whether you are bringing your permitted +1. Also, you have just over a month now to nominate a new manager to join the Family Fantasy Football League if you wish to. Each manager can nominate 1 manager to join next season. In order for your nomination to be accepted, you have to attend the end of season presentation awards. If you don't, you cannot nominate anybody. I revealed last week the 2 nominations we've had so far. Up to 4 managers can join the Family Fantasy Football League, and if we've got 2, so that means the bottom 2 placed managers, or the bottom 2 placed managers, I should say, who don't attend the end of season presentation awards will be relegated. And if we get another 2 nominations, then the bottom 4 managers who don't attend the end of season presentation awards will be relegated. But no nominations will be accepted after the 1st of June. So you've got just over a month should you wish to nominate anyone. And all I ask is that you nominate someone that's going to get involved with enter into the spirit of the Family Fantasy Football League, and someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously and can take a bit of banter. So that is it. Until next week, the final Banter in the Box of the season. Have a good week, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.